Hey everyone, Anthony here. Yeah, my hair is getting long. Uh, Whatever, that's not what this video is about. Someone on Instagram asked me, what do I do or what keeps me going when I'm depressed? And I wanted to make a video about it to answer it and address it properly because it can be like a lot to talk about and think about and whatever. I wanted to do it justice. And I did speak with him on Instagram as well. I don't know how helpful I was, uh, but yeah, I'm really sorry that he's going through all that, and that shit just fucking sucks. So you have my sympathy for that. I know, like with him, it's with like moving out of his parents' place and stuff like that. And I don't want to get into his details of his life and whatever. But what keeps me going when I'm depressed, like I have like the mindset like ingrained into my mind that I always have to keep moving forward. I remember a long time ago, and I know I talked about this on my channel like last year or something, like a while ago, years ago, 10 years ago or something now, when my first girlfriend and I broke up. I stopped taking care of myself. I was in bed all the time and I was in like deep depression. I remember like I didn't even have the energy to keep up on washing dishes, and my sink filled up with dishes. And then those dishes over time like got all moldy and gross smelling and all that. And I ended up still not having the energy to do it. And someone ended up moving into my spare bedroom, and I ended up taking those dishes out of the sink, putting them in a box, and putting them in the attic. And then I think like after someone moved in, like slowly over time, I took some dishes out of that box, like when I needed dishes, and washed them and put them in the cabinet. So I always like keep up on chores and everything at the very least, because I know that if I don't, they pile up, and then that becomes like a mountain that I have to climb, which just overwhelms me even more and makes me not want to get out of bed. Because I know also like you've guys seen me like really depressed and stuff on Instagram. Like I'll post stories and stuff. It's usually the cause is like because of people and stuff like that, and I'll be like really depressed, say like a relationship isn't working how I want it to, and stuff like that, and I know that that relationship has to end even though I don't want it to end. uh, I'll be in bed for like a week or 2 weeks or a month or something, uh, and I won't shave, and I'll be posting on Instagram like being all upset and everything, and then the first step is always like me getting out of bed at 9 in the morning and going into the bathroom and shaving, because if I don't do that, uh, I always have like this pile of there's a cop car driving by. But yeah, if I don't do that, if I don't shave and do my dishes and clean my apartment, say that I have like uh, someone wants to come over my house, or say that I have like errands to run or something, like I don't want to leave my house like looking like a mess, so I have to shave and everything. But if I'm not consistently shaved, then it's like, oh, I have to shave, I have to do dishes, I have to go grocery shopping, I have to get gas for my car, I have to pay my insurance or whatever. So it's just like this whole like mountain of things before I can do the thing that I'm supposed to be doing that day, uh, and or like fighting someone in court or fighting a speeding ticket, because like fighting a speeding ticket or whatever in court, like it's just me doing it. So I always have to prepare and everything. So yeah, I think you guys can understand that first point, that how I just have to keep doing stuff, just because I have to keep moving forward just to prevent a mountain of stuff piling up, because I've been in that situation a long time ago, and it's really hard to get back going once you completely stop. So I have to do little by little as much as I can so that I still have momentum. There's something else I was gonna mention that I just forgot. Oh yeah, like years ago when I was struggling to get out of bed and everything, there was this app for my phone called Alarm Droid, and you can set like a text message for it to read out as your alarm. So I set it as like, "Get out of bed, you piece of shit!" Like make something of yourself and all that, so that it would like force me out of bed, uh, and all that. So that helped. Another thing that I do when I'm depressed, and it's hard to find people like this. So when you find people that actually listen to you, uh, to talk to someone, talking to someone helps a lot with being depressed. And I'm thankful that I have a good therapist now. I haven't seen him in maybe a month or so, but I know that he's always there to listen and to talk to me, and will listen to everything that's on my mind without judging me or criticizing me, or putting me down for it or whatever. And I know that I'm like strong enough to explain my thoughts and everything, because when I'm depressed, say like something happens with people, or uh, say that I'm like trying to go on dating sites and date people and all that, and I keep failing at that, and no one wants to date me and everything. I have him to talk to about that, to tell him everything that's going through my mind and what I'm feeling and what I'm experiencing, and how everything played out in my head and all that. Uh, and when I'm like really depressed, or like I'll be in bed for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, I don't know, but I'll be in bed just collecting my thoughts and thinking about everything. Recently, with the girl downstairs that I had a crush on, all the shit that she said to me really broke me and stuff, and like to the point where I didn't feel comfortable like leaving my house. And I didn't leave my house because I didn't want to see her and her roommate and everything for like a entire month. And I would put on sunglasses when I left because I didn't want to like be out there and make eye contact with them or anything. But yeah, that really hurt. And I have another neighbor down the street from me, who we're closer friends now. What happened was, when I wanted to get my hair cornrowed, she's the one who offered to do it like this past summer, and I expressed interest in it. So then I like followed through with that, and then she's kind of like on hard times now, which I don't really have the need to get into right now. But I've been like helping her, like giving her rides to work and stuff like that. So we've become like closer with that, and I've talked to her about the neighbors downstairs because we were all like friends and hanging out this past summer and everything. So she knows them as well. But I can tell her like when I'm sad or depressed and whatever, and not be like put down or made fun of for it. So it's good to have people that are on your side. Also, like I have my mechanics at two different shops, my lawyer, my therapist, my accountant too, which I only see my accountant like once a year, maybe talk to him twice a year or something like that. But it's good to have people that are on your side and that aren't gonna screw you over and all that. And I always feel like I'm the one who's getting more out of these relationships than they are. So every like Christmas, I always make sure like my mechanics and lawyers and accountants and everything, I use Christmas as like a way to like even things out because I feel like things are like lopsided in my favor, I guess. So I always make sure to take care of them. But you have to like, when you find good people in your life, you have to take care of them, take care of their relationships, and like bring up. I mean, I guess I'm kind of failing at this, but I think if someone like makes you upset or does something, you have to bring it up to them and tell them about it, because that's gonna like, there's like two options. Option one, like you tell them that what they did makes you mad or upset or hurt you or whatever, and then that ends the relationship. That was my phone alarm. So you either tell them immediately and either that ends the relationship or it makes it stronger or whatever, or you don't tell them and it slowly destroys the relationship because you're losing your trust in them and perception of them and all that. I don't know. I think like this relationship with my neighbor, sometimes I think that like I'm taking option two and not telling them, and it's like hurting the relationship because she was supposed to do my hair today and it was at 2 o'clock and I had like other stuff I needed to do that day or wanted to do that day, and she ended up like moving it. She's like, "Oh, can we do it at 3:30 instead?" I'm like thinking to myself, like I kind of just planned my whole day around having this appointment at 2 o'clock with you. So that kind of sucks. And it's just like knowing that someone's going to be there to depend on, that you can depend on them and everything. And so that kind of like breaks trust. Also, like a few weeks ago, I asked if she could do my hair for free, and because she usually charges $40 for it, which is fine. I understand that. But also, like, I'm taking her to work like a couple times a week, and it's like I have to drive her like 3 or 4 different places during the day. So I'll only have like an hour or 2 hours in between to do anything that I want to do, and or that I need to do for YouTube or research in cryptocurrency or anything like that. So I don't have like time to just sit down and focus because I'm taking her to work and all that. So it seemed like the relationship was like lopsided where I'm helping her all the time and everything. So I'm like, and also like I could have saved the $40 that like that would have helped me, saving the $40 last week, or a couple weeks ago or whatever. But she's like, no, I can't do that because like things are rough now and I need the money and all that. And that kind of like really upset me. But then like a week later, I like got over it, I guess. So I don't know. But I'm kind of getting off topic. So another thing that keeps me moving forward is because I'm like nice to people and try to help people and empathize with them and take care of them when I can. And I see like when I see people getting hurt or whatever, however you want to put it, I try to always be there for them. So that gives me like a sense of purpose that like these people need me. So then that stops me from that keeps me going when I'm depressed and whatever, just realizing or believing or thinking or however you want to put it, that people need me and depend on me and whatever. So I can't just stop and let things go and all that. I can't just stop because people depend on me. I think like the biggest thing I can do, like if I know how it feels to not have friends, to not have anyone and all that, the best thing I can do is to do all that I can to not have someone else feel that way, to make sure that they don't feel the same way that I do and feel the same pain that I do and everything like that. So with all this said, there are definitely things that I do give up on. Like I mentioned before about dating and going to dating sites and not being successful with that. I've definitely given up on that. But that's not to say that I've given up on trying to find someone. I've just taken a different approach in it because it's really hard to connect with people, and especially with me, it takes me like a long time to get comfortable around people to where I can talk comfortably around them, and that comes from like just the length of the relationship, seeing that they're okay and that they're good people and whatever. So it's really hard for me to connect with someone and for someone to agree to go out with me or listen to my thoughts or whatever, with me just being a stranger and us not really having a connection because I'm uncomfortable. People see me as like my uncomfortableness kind of off-puts them, I think. So yeah, so I've given up on that, but there's still like there's this girl at this restaurant that I've been going to for like the last couple months just to get like more comfortable around her so that we see each other more and all that. So I didn't give up on finding anyone. I just took a different approach with that. Another thing I gave up on is trying to use like my camera and YouTube channel as a way to connect with people and make friends. Because I had like this thinking like a while ago that if I just put myself out there on the internet and tell people everything, that someone will come along and see my channel and want to be my friend and want to talk to me and everything like that. And YouTube and my camera is not a substitute for real life people and connections and all that. So now I use it just as a way to share my thoughts and try to educate and help people. And I also use it to expose like shitty people that treat me wrong, like Zybard and that cigar bar and all that. So yeah, and I have given up also on like the amount of work that I used to put into YouTube videos for explaining cryptocurrency and all that, just because I guess it wasn't paying off as fast as I would have liked it to. So yeah, there are things that I do give up on. Oh, and then the last thing I've given up on recently is trying to like argue with and convince people. Like if I see something something that I don't agree with, and I want to like help people and convince them like that they're wrong and that what they're doing is like harming their life or whatever. Like one of my friends gave up eating red meat because they think it's like unhealthy and dangerous or whatever, which isn't true at all. But then also like, as you guys know, with the race issues and everything between like blacks and whites and all that, and me trying to like argue against that, like a majority of my friends now are all black, and which they don't even like being called black. But yeah, I had to give up on all that because in the end, like we're just people like trying to make it in the world, and we're all just human and have feelings and need friendships and need connection and all that. So I don't want to like be the one that's constantly arguing and going home after an interaction with someone and thinking about how like analyzing this person, their thoughts and everything, and think about how I can change them and convince them and whatever. Like, let's just be friends and let's just enjoy our friendships and all that. And one reason that changed is because I met with Lala at the end of August. So all that stuff was caused because Lala and her family like attacked me and called me racist and all this stuff, which I realized like after talking to her that that's not the reason that they didn't talk to me anymore. That was just them like deflecting. Let me gather my thoughts. Maybe I didn't gather them so well, but what happened was there was like something else that happened, and then they tried to attack me and use that against me to hurt me or whatever. And I'm not sure like what happened. I think it was just like me saying that that like the relationship was one-sided, and I'm always there like trying to help them and everything, and when I needed help they weren't there for me or something. I don't know. But yeah, so all that stuff that was triggered by my past relationship with Lala now doesn't matter anymore. But if it's someone like that I'm close with or want to talk or want to build a relationship with, say that it's like a girlfriend or something, and she's like all into spanking your kids or hitting your kids or yelling at your kids or whatever, then that's more important to me to try to convince her otherwise, everything, because it's important to me not to do that. And if we're going to be in a relationship and build a family together, I don't want that stuff happening to my kids, and I want us to be on the same page with that. So it depends on like the direction and where I want the relationship to go and everything, on how much I'm gonna invest into changing people's minds, I guess. So I hope that video, I hope this video was helpful. I don't even want to say what's the future of this YouTube channel is, because I don't know. It's just whenever I make videos. So this video is probably long, and take care guys. Thank you and goodbye.